we now go on to our other member, Patrick Melville, who is doing the Connect to Me slot. And that means he's going to share with you his journey to be where he is today. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to tell us how many GCSEs he's got, or whether he went on to do A levels, or whether he went on to do university. We don't really care. He's very clever. We take that as read. But he's going to tell you what took him to be the person that he is today. And that's sometimes quite a very different journey to the academic one we all go for. So I'm going to stop my share. Over to you, Patrick.
Can you hear me okay? Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you. I sort of had some guidance from Jill Lovely to say, please, think about this. I've had to rip it all up. I mean, it's been brilliant in this session already. So, but for those of you who know me, my name's Paddy. For those who don't, I'm called Patrick Melville. So nice to literally to bump into some of the familiar places today. So today I want to focus on the theme of kindness and gratitude. I promote that in the work I do with Melville Mental Solutions. And what I do is I try and focus on what is positive, what is under our control. And I call it a circle of strength. It's for ourselves and others, like what we were referring to, waking up in the morning. That is a control we can do, appreciating something or other people. And of course, the big word that's been mentioned so many times is gratitude. But just a bit of background and a bit like what Nick was saying, there's a bit of context about this, and I was talking about it with Nashal and David Cordial in our session about the fact that I was never taught about that at school. And of course, the challenge we have now is that we're not really, our younger generations aren't really taught about this outside important techniques, this experience, how to self-care, and this lack of knowledge that they have. And of course, I've got three young kids. It's all about maths at school, isn't it? It's all about English and hitting those scores. But that's not really what life is about. And again, I learned the hard way. I hope you don't mind me sharing that I had my own business and I was rejected, and I found that quite hard. And I'm sure, like a lot of us here, we are low on numbers in terms of we have our own or a small group of us, and we get rejected. That's just life, isn't it? But I was never trained how to manage that. Gratitude was the only currency that I had. And of course, we know that gratitude now is so much bigger. And my life was taken away when I was trying to do my own work. When I was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. That's a story in itself, and I have shared with some of the group. I really don't mind talking about it, but of course, timing. My focus is really what could I do? And gratitude literally was shining up, but had to find ways to get help. And I spoke about the kindness that people have. And I do a little section of work called the H's of healing the heart. It's mental health, it's well-being, it's just generally life. That love that Nick mentioned and we've been talking about. And I had to be honest, I had to be humble, and I had to hear from other people. And all of that was the kindness and gratitude that I got from it to get this help, to get to this opportunity to listen to other people. And another big H word is hope. So these help me to repurpose what I do. And I do. I get rejected all the time now, but I have this different approach to life. And I'm sure you've had your moments where you've been tested, but this kind of gratitude is something which has really embedded us as social animals, and I'm sure you agree. So I run now this kind of work to do mental health training, and I do one-to-one chats. I just listen as a mental supporter. So I suppose what I'm just trying to articulate is the power of gratitude is such a good thing. We are made to embrace those moments. And I've learned the hard way. And I think one of our roles for those who do it is to encourage others to learn the fast way, whatever the generation or what Jill was saying, wherever they're from, whatever country, whatever background, that gratitude is something that is really brings us together. Again, just to hear someone saying thank you to us drives us on in our day, and that's just really buzzing all the time. So I get rejected, but I don't mind it. And one thing I'd love to do is to share with you, if you can see I'm going to share um, some tips that perhaps you want to take away. Up to you. This is kind of some demonstration of the work I can try and do, and of course, get in touch. I will be running a further masterclass on the 10th of February. So I love photos. I'm sure some of you agree with this. You know, these can be useful, these phones. And I took a photo when I was in London and I was undergoing my treatment for my brain tumor. And you can see that's a lovely scene. You can see the BT Tower and you can see a rainbow. Now, I was looking at it and I was like, oh, lovely. And I was about to walk away. And then I looked back and I saw that rainbow was shining on the hospital where I was due to go for radiotherapy. Now, sometimes this is the lack of education we have, but for me now, I love taking photos. That was a sign for me. I am a Christian, but it doesn't matter. I recognize that and I appreciate that as a human being. And rainbows are beautiful things. And I know we've been mentioning about the word of now. So I'm so grateful. I take photos. Bang. So you can see some of the photos that I'm sharing now. You can see the middle one. I took this at the beginning. And you can see how I took a photo of lovely Jill introducing the B1G1. And you can see that I also read her message. It took me, some of you might have noticed me sort of pretending I was focusing, but the point is, it took me 30 seconds. And the power of gratitude, the power of appreciation really goes into the heart. There are other photos I take. And just to give you some tips to take away, on your phone, you can take a photo, like this is the one I had, and you can edit it. Very simple. You go into the photo, you go into an auto filter. I'm just trying to make sure you can see my laser pointer. Yeah. You can edit it. Then you can have a filter. You can add words to it. And this is what I do. And I shared this with you can see the girl in the blue dress, blue coat. She's my niece. It took me 30 seconds and that made her day, if not longer. Gestures of gratitude are so good when they go straight to the heart. You have a technique, a technology to do it on your phone. And you can do this 1,000 times. And technically it's for free, isn't it? I'm sure you have that profile. So I will be talking more about this later on the 10th of February. Just trying to make that connection. We are social animals. And like coming today was lovely to hear from Nick, to talk to the others, and to hear how we can support each other, collaborate, listen to each other, and go from there. Yeah. So those are the main things I want to share. I don't want to make anyone go to sleep. But if you want to get in touch, please do. Maybe you want to know about how to do this on your phone. Maybe you want to hear my story. Maybe you want some tips about how to build your mental resilience, or just have a chat. That's me, so Patrick Melville. I'll put my details on the chat box, but I will hand over. And I show appreciation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Patrick. That's lovely. The power of gratitude is coming through again and again. And for our members, if they want to learn more about positive mental good health, And as we know, Paddy, know you now, so I can call you Paddy, is a mental first aider. And he's going to be sharing that in his masterclass on the 10th of Feb. So give me until the end of today, and that will be on the platform for any of our members to go in and register and say that you want to go. And then you've got a whole hour of him showing off his good stuff, which might be able to help you or help somebody that you know with your mental health. So thank you for that, Paddy. Appreciate that.